guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so thankful that you decided to click on this video and spend a little bit of time with me today. If this is the first video that you have watched of mine, my name is Kristen and I post all kinds of crochet and yarn related content. So if you're into that kind of thing, please subscribe. I would love to have you as part of our awesome community here on YouTube. So for this video, I honestly don't even know where to start. I feel like it's been quite a while since I've just sat down and showed you some of the projects that I've been working on. I used to do these type of videos almost every week, so you would get a pretty good update of what I was working on through each week. But I don't know what has happened, but over the last few weeks, few months, I've really, I guess, been working on some projects that take a little more time, and I've kind of been bouncing around from project to project. So for a while, I didn't have any finished projects, which is kind of crazy because I feel like I would finish at least, even if it was something small, something every week or so. That's how it used to be. But now I think because I'm more into wearables, those take a little bit longer and I have a few of those going. But I did get some days off. My son was sick and then I was sick, so I was able to really spend a good chunk of time crocheting, and I started some smaller projects, so I do have some finished objects to show you. But I also want to update you on a bunch of the whips that you all have seen in videos past, but it's been quite a while. So if you have watched any of my videos within the last couple of months, maybe even 3 or 4 months, then you've seen some of these projects, and so I've made a lot of progress on some of them, and so I'm really excited to show you. But I have a lot to show you today. Just as a reminder, anytime I talk about patterns, I will link them in the description, either the written pattern or the video tutorials. So if you want any info on that, look in the description box, so it will be all there for you. Some of these, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a while since I've talked about them, so I don't quite remember some of the pattern designers for certain patterns, but I will look that up, and again, it will be posted in the description. Definitely want to give credit where it's due. So let's just get started. So I'm going to start with some of the finished projects that I've completed recently, and then we'll move on to some of the whips that I'm still working on, because I'm really excited to show you the progress on those. Okay, so this I don't even remember. I think it was when my son was home with the flu and I had about 4 days off work. I wanted to use my, what is it called? This right here. I think it's the Big Twist Posh. It's a chenille yarn, and I really, really, really love that yarn. I actually like it better than the Parfait Chunky, which I really love the Parfait Chunky, but there's just something about this that I love. It's kind of a mix between Parfait Chunky and Bernat Blanket. But yeah, so I was gonna make a blanket. I was just looking at all those colors and I really wanted to do something with it, and so I started. You can see it's super bright. I forgot what this stitch is even called, but you have like basically granny clusters, and then you have like a single crochet in between. But anyway, I started off making a blanket, and then I'm like, why am I doing this? I don't finish blankets. So I decided to finish it off and consider it a scarf. So I might actually gift this to my niece, but honestly, if I put it around my neck, obviously I can't like loop it around, but it's so cozy and soft and squishy and bright and colorful that I really love it. And if I, tuck it together like this, and then I put my winter jacket on and button it up, it's really nice right there, and you can't tell that it's a super short scarf. So I've thought about keeping it for myself too, because I really do love how soft it is. It's super warm. But yeah, I just thought that was a little fun pattern, and I think it would make a beautiful blanket. I just don't have the patience to make blankets. Okay, so that's that. Second thing, and I'm so excited about this. So I've talked about this several times on my channel, but I'm really the type of crocheter that needs a pattern. I can do simple things like that scarf, like my scrap blankets that I have a tutorial for that I will link in the description. But those, it's just, you know, those things are pretty easy. But as far as anything else goes, I really need a pattern. My brain just doesn't work well on coming up with my own pattern. But I really wanted to make like a book cover. And then I had the idea to make like a book purse, if that makes sense. And I looked around, I couldn't really find anything I liked, and I had I love this yarn Brights that I really wanted to use in a project, something small. And so I just kind of started working, and I'm in love with this, and I'm so proud that I did it without a pattern. I know it's nothing complicated. It's very simple, but for me, it's a big deal. So I made this little book purse, and you can see like the Brights, that yarn is just so beautiful. I did some alternating half double crochets, and then I did like, I guess it's like a V-stitch on some of it just to give it some texture. And then I added a strap, and so you can wear it crossbody like this. And it's just big enough to fit a book in there. So I really love it. I'm reading a dystopian series right now. I think it's called Edge of Darkness, and this is the perfect size for those. I'm on book 3 of like a 7 or 8 book series. So anyway, it's just nice, you know, it also would hold like my phone, so it holds a book plus my phone. So if I was gonna, I don't know, go for a walk at our local park, I could bring this with me, sit down on a bench and read away, and I have everything I need right there. So really love this. It's so easy. You could make it to any book size that you wanted. But yeah, I was super proud of this because it's not something I normally do on my own. Another thing I don't have with me is I did make an ear warmer for a coworker, for my friend, for her birthday. So I did make that. And I think, honestly, that's it for finished projects. So the next thing I will show you is, this is, and I can't remember the name of it, I'm so bad about that. I need to be more prepared and write this stuff down. But again, it will all be in the description. I do know that this is by MJ's Off the Hook Designs. I love her clothing patterns. And this is like a wrap cardigan. So this right here is the back panel. And then I'm almost done with one side. So if I can get this held up. So this would be the back. And then this would be one side of the wrap. And then you do the same thing on the other side. And then you have like strings to tie it up. So yeah, that's been fun. And I don't normally make things in this color. So this is pretty out of my comfort zone. But I'm excited to wear that. The sleeves are very nice and lacy. I haven't started on those yet, but I'm excited about it. This is the Yarntopia Yarn by Yarn Bee. The color Scarlet, and it is a 2-weight yarn. Yeah, 2-weight. So I really enjoyed that. And then this is, let's see, I want to say, I think this is a Craft in a Cuppa pattern. But I haven't worked on this in a while, but I did make some progress since I last showed you. So here's this sweater. It's just fun, rainbow pastel. I kind of modeled it after this pillow, this beaded pillow that I made. I just omitted the green. So you can see very similar. There's the edging on the bottom. And then the one thing is I did make the sleeves pretty big, but I think it's going to be okay because once I cuff it, it will be sort of that balloon sleeve, oversized kind of balloon sleeve look. So here's that. It has some pretty detail here on the neckline. I did make it slightly cropped, not really cropped, but sort of like hit right at the waist. So I need to get working on that and get that done. But it's really soft, really nice. I used mainly, I love this yarn on it. So yeah, that's been fun. And then my most recent video, I talked about my how I'm crocheting all the books that I've read this year. So I have made a little list of the different book genres that I like to read, and even one that I don't normally read. And I made each one be a different color, and I'm using a square pattern by TL Yarn Crafts. I do have some little progress on that. So far this year I have read, my first book was a dystopian, then I finished a nonfiction book, and then I read another dystopian. Again, I'm reading a series on that. And then I read, there's a little novella prequel in that series, so I read that, and then I'm on the third regular size book in that series. So I found a join method I really liked. I went back and forth on what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to join it in black, and I think I'm really gonna like the way that looks because it makes the colors pop. So here's that first dystopian book. I'm using, again, Sunset, but I love this yarn. This is for the nonfiction. I think it's Paint Box or something like that is the colorway. And then this one is for the novella I read. I didn't want to do, so it's the same Sunset, but I added in some turquoise because it is a novella and it was only 90 pages. I just wanted to differentiate that it was a novella, not a full-length novel, but it is still dystopian, so I used that dystopian colorway with the turquoise. I also did something different on this square. So I noticed that when I was making these squares, they were rippling quite a bit. And to me, it took me a minute to figure out what might be the issue. But then I realized that I think it was sort of overcrowded on the granny rows. So let me explain. This square is worked in granny stitches as well as V-stitch rows, and so you alternate those. And on the granny stitch rows, if you can see here, the pattern calls for, like, you know, a regular granny stitch, so three, a cluster of 3, and then the V stitches, you know, are 2 with a chain 1. And so it was rippling, and so I bought a blocking board. I did steam block these, and that helped a lot. And then once I've worked them with this border, then it did help, and it's okay. However, I wanted to try and see if maybe I omitted one of the stitches in the granny clusters, if it wouldn't ripple as much. And I did find that that is the case. It is still slightly rippling, and the square is just slightly smaller. But I think after blocking, it will be fine. And I think I'm going to continue doing it this way. So you can see I did 2 in the clusters instead of 3. And I just really think that helped a lot. It's not so overcrowded. And so I'm going to continue doing that. And I think anybody looking at this blanket wouldn't be able to tell the difference between those first 2 and this one, or the following ones, where I changed it a little bit. So I'm okay with that. Also, it does cut down on the amount of yarn I'm using because that's a lot less stitches. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do going forward. But if it doesn't work out with these being a little different, then of course I can redo these 2 because it wouldn't take that long. But yeah, I think, like I said, after blocking, it'll stretch it out, and it'll be okay with the border and everything. So I'm really excited about that project. That's been really fun. And then I got a little bit of, I guess, a wild hair or something to do amigurumi, because I haven't done any in a while. So I picked up, this is one of my favorite amigurumi pattern books. It is Kawaii Crochet. I think I have this linked in my Amazon storefront, so if I do, I will link that below. I do receive a small commission, again, off anything you purchase from my storefront. But what's really cool about that storefront is it's items that I've personally tried. For the most part, there's a few things I haven't but would really want to. Stuff that I stand behind. So if you want like a trusted curated list of things, there's a lot of crochet stuff on there. So this will be on there as well. And I decided I wanted to make this vanilla ice cream cone. You can see it right here. She uses a smaller weight yarn. I wanted to use the Posh yarn. So here's the cone. I have that done. That's super fun, big and cozy and puffy. And then here's the little top of the ice cream. I did mess up on this. You're supposed to do, I think, half double crochets around, and so I got like halfway through and picked it back up the next day and started doing double. So if you can see, like, this is a lot bigger than this side. It's fine. I'm not going to redo it at this point. Also, ignore this. This you won't be able to tell once the chocolate's on there. But yeah, it's really cute, big, plushy ice cream. So that's fun. So then my son, my 6-year-old, he saw my little book purse and he wanted one. So he loves the University of Kentucky colors, UK Wildcats. He loves blue and white. So I found this yarn that I was originally using for my temperature blanket and repurposed for this project. So yeah, again, you can kind of see how I did that. You just really measure the chain around the size of the book that you want, and then I just crocheted a flat panel, sewed it up the side and at the bottom, and added the, what is it, strap at the top. So yeah, that's his. And then the last thing I want to show you, I feel like I've kind of rushed through, but I just have so much to show you, so I didn't want this video to be so long. This is something I've been working on for quite a while, and this is again by Kelly from Craft in a Cuppa. It is her peplum top, and I really modeled this off of hers. Hers has alternating rows of really bright colorful rows and black, and I really loved that. And I had a lot of this Big Twist Prism yarn that I wanted to use up, so I've been working on this for a while, and I've almost got it the length that I want. So here is the top of it, and then you can see it's nice and flowy. So I wanted to make mine sort of a tunic length like she had for hers, and I think I'm almost there. I'm going to do another row of black to finish it off and see where it's at that point. And then I've thought about leaving it sleeveless and just wearing like a white fitted shirt under it, but I think I am going to do sleeves and cuff them. I think that'll just finish it off. But yeah, I really love this. All the colors are just so bright and fun. The pattern is so fun. I just love it. And then we're gonna, you put a like a chain around this fitted part so you can tie it up and kind of cinch it. That is one thing, is the yarn that I chose is a little bit thicker, so it is a pretty heavy project, especially when I add sleeves. We'll kind of have to see how that goes. Also, because of the thickness of the yarn, it's a little more bulky, and so when I put it on, it's not very flowy and drapey. It's more like stiff and kind of wide. Again, that is not because of her pattern, that is because of my yarn choice. So I'm sure if you used a lighter weight, more flowy yarn, it would be great. But so the fit is a little off on the lower part, on the peplum part for me, but I'm wondering once I cinch it here how that will lay. So yeah, I'm still very excited about it. I will definitely wear it, and I will show it to you on once I get it done. But just look how fun and bright and colorful that is. Let's see. I really love it. It's really, really, really pretty. Okay, I think that's all. I feel like I have more. I do have a couple other whips that I really haven't touched in quite a while, so I didn't bring those up, but I have another cardigan, 2 more cardigans actually. So yeah, I've got a lot that I'm working on, but I'm enjoying it all. And that's, like I said, you can see kind of why I haven't had a finished project in a while other than these small things. I definitely am at the point where I need to narrow down some of these wearable patterns, because just working a little bit on each one here and there, it's obviously not getting anything done. It is. I'm making a lot of progress, but I'm ready to get something done. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoyed seeing what I've been working on over the last few months. I know it's been long overdue. Some of these things you've probably been wondering where I'm at with them. So I hope that you enjoyed seeing them. I'd love to know what you're working on, so definitely leave me a comment. I'd love to chat with you guys. I'd love to know what you've been working on lately. Also in the comments, let me know, what is your favorite type of project to work on? Are you a blanket person, wearables, amigurumi? What kind of crocheter are you? I would love to know. My phone's getting ready to die, so today the Bible verse, I'm just gonna say John 3:16, and even though it's one I say often and it's one a lot of us know, it's just such an important reminder for all of us that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not die but have everlasting life. And I think that's a great comfort to all of us. It should be anyway, to know that he loved us and so much that he gave Jesus as our perfect sacrifice so that we could be with him forever, that though we may die a death in this physical body, our soul will live on with him forever. And that is such a comforting thought, something I'm extremely thankful for. And so it's just always an important reminder for me and hopefully for you as well. So anyway, I hope that you have an amazing rest of your week. I pray that God blesses you, and I'll see you super soon in the next one. Bye!